Whoa. Before the video starts, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment in the section, let us know your thoughts of what's going on. Now back to your regular scheduled programming. Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I am Bryce, host from Bryce Davis.
What's good?
We're back and build for another episode. The NFL has been hot like fish grease as of late. Kind of reminds me of the NBA, kind of how it normally is in the summer with all the trades and free agent signings. It's been hot.
Yep.
So let's get into it. Let's start with DK Metcalf.
Yep.
Right. I had him in fantasy football last year.
You know him very well.
And his lack of production kind of was starting to taper off toward the end of the season, especially as Jackson Smith and Jig kind of became their number one guy. And so him requesting out of Seattle, isn't that kind of crazy?
No.
Pittsburgh trading for him, despite not having somebody definitively a quarterback, was surprising. But he is, in fact, a Pittsburgh Steeler. Yep. What are your thoughts on DK?
To get it off the bat, they got two premium crash outs on the team now, George Pickens and DK Metcalf. This should be very fun to see who's going to crash out more when they don't get the ball.
the blind leading the blind over there. Jesus Christ.
But I think I kind of share the same sentiment right now. It would be a good pickup if I knew who the quarterback was going to be definitively. Right now, we don't know who that is. We don't know if Russ, signs back when all is said and done, if they bring in Aaron Rodgers, or who knows what they do. He's still one of those guys. He's boom or bust for me. His route tree is very limited. I don't like him as a number one. Maybe as a number two. If George Pickens is your number one, maybe that helps. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not certain about that one.
He's still a big body receiver.
Yeah,
and they don't grow on trees.
They don't.
You don't grow DK Metcalfs on trees.
That's true.
If you do, you're probably in some bio lab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's genetically engineered.
Sci-fi movie. You know what I mean? I think he's a legitimate wide receiver one. He's a lesser AJ Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not as smooth as AJ Brown, but can make tough catches.
That's true.
And has crazy breakaway speed. Once he gets into the open field, you're not catching him.
That's true.
The thing about Pittsburgh is, again, we talk about the quarterback situation. I don't know what's going on there, but we know Mike Tomlin can make
lemons out of dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but you're in a division that has the Bengals, who has
two good receivers,
right? Baltimore their receiving core came on a lot more toward the end of the season, and then obviously Cleveland, they're not really out there. They have Judy, obviously, but
they're not. They're resetting.
Yeah. But if you're Pittsburgh, you had to upgrade your offense.
That's true.
Where your offense kind of stagnated a lot last year. It was a lot like they relied too heavily on the big play.
Yep.
They really didn't get much out of their run game, especially Najee Harris only getting 3 yards. And they lost him to the Chargers. And they're probably going to lose Jalen Warren.
Yep.
So you need a more explosive offense, whoever the quarterback is, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the best rule of thumb is let's just throw talent. If we give you as much talent as possible to work with, regardless, just like for San Francisco, we can just kind of plug anybody here. We got a lot of weapons. Hopefully, just the sheer amount of weaponry. Yeah, it don't matter if you know how to operate the weaponry. If it's just elite firepower, it'll do the job.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's a big move, but depending on the quarterback, it may not be a move that matters at all.
That's true.
And that's the worst part about it. Like some of these moves that I've seen across the board, you're like, oh damn, it can't be signed there. But then you look at that team situation, goes, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't really move the needle, unfortunately. So Seattle continued their plunge of just moving guys up out of there. They traded Geno Smith to the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, another guy I had in fantasy, Geno Smith, who I actually like.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad quarterback. I do like this for the Raiders. He's also pairing up with Pete Carroll, a guy who he does know. So it does make sense. That pairing makes sense. I still think the Raiders are not the best team in the division, but they are better for this. Right. They did lose a couple receivers, so that does hurt. But hopefully, come draft, they'll just go ahead and pick a couple in the draft and let's just roll with it.
And they still got that tight end.
Yeah,
they still got that big boy. So
yeah,
it's an interesting move because Geno Smith is in a weird position that he's coming to a division that had 3 teams make the playoffs.
Yep.
One of those teams made the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Right? You got Mahomes, Herbert, and then our guy Bo.
Yeah, Bo.
You know what I mean? So there's a possibility he's the third at best, fourth at worst quarterback in the division.
Yep.
So the question is, with you having the third or fourth best quarterback, who knows what's going to happen on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah.
Obviously they were able to bring back Max Crosby, and hopefully Christian Dawkins is better.
Yeah.
Was it like Wilkins? Hopefully he's better this year. Healthy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we'll see what kind of happens with that. Obviously, got a brand new regime coming in and all that. So I'm still not quite sure, but it's better than what they had last year. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell was not going to cut it. Not in the AFC West.
No, it's an upgrade. At the end of the day, it is an upgrade. Now you just got to wait to see how this all forms in the regular season. That's really all it is.
Now on the flip side, the Sam Darnold sweepstakes is over because Seattle took Sam Darnold. Yes. Now, Sam Darnold is younger than Geno Smith.
Is younger. Had a great year last year.
He did.
A better year than Geno Smith, if you all things considered. I like that for Seattle, right? So you got to swing. I think we all kind of knew that the Geno Smith run was coming to an end in Seattle. I think we all kind of knew that at the end of the season. It's like
I didn't really think they were gonna move him. Because I didn't think he was a problem.
It wasn't that he was the problem, but you could see that it's like, okay, we know our ceiling with Geno.
Right.
We don't know if we can be better with a different quarterback. Like his deal was coming up. I didn't think they were going to sign him long term. If they were going to sign him, it would have been a 1 to 2 year deal. So might as well go for someone younger who's coming off a better season, and hopefully that gives you the jolt you need to make it into the playoffs and maybe pick off maybe the Rams. We'll see. They got Devontae Adams, so. We'll see, but you can bet you can beat the Cardinals with Sam Darnold. I think you can beat them and maybe sneak into the playoffs.
So this move is interesting because obviously to me, Seattle's biggest issue last year was their offensive line.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold is somebody we saw that struggles with pressure.
That's true.
Right, he gets patty cake feet. Yeah,
patty cake feet. He holds onto the ball and just freezes.
So Geno to me was able to make plays in midst of chaos and everything going on the offensive line. Same thing Russ was able to do.
Yeah.
They just had not been able to get this offensive line together. Just regardless of who's been at the top of there in Seattle. So I don't know what that's going to look like. Obviously, he has Jackson Smith and Jigba there. Yeah. So kind of as a great receiver to kind of start off with. Yeah. Obviously, Sam Darnold does really well with high end talent. So it's good that he's still there. Him being there makes the DK trade worse to me because it's like at least you would have had DK.
You had two options.
Yeah. And obviously because we saw what he did when he had Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. You know what I mean? So I would have, if you want to bring him in, I would have just kept DK as well. Yeah. But who knows?
Yeah.
The thing that's interesting about Sam Darnold is I'm surprised Minnesota moved off him because I thought at the very least, because you really don't know what J.J. McCarthy's going to, coming off an injury. Yeah. What he's going to do in his rookie season, right? Do you want your team to take a step back in hopes that he figures it out and then
because last year was their best year by far in the NFC North in a little minute.
Right.
And you do want to keep that
momentum. Well, I mean, Kirk Cousins and them, they won like 14, 15 games.
That's true.
Bunch of one-score games, but...
Yeah, but this one was a little bit more impressive under their head coach.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell,
yeah. So I do get like, hey, maybe we can roll it back, but you also drafted a first-round quarterback. I kind of want to see him.
I also think it was a bit of an overreaction to the way his season ended because I think people got to remember he just got good last year. Yeah. So, yeah, I know it didn't end the best, and people are like, all right, how is he going to play in big games? But the first step to me with a guy like Sam Darnold is become a consistent winning quarterback. Yep. So prove to me that you can win 10-plus games on the regular first. Yep. Right? Then from there, we'll move on to your performance in the playoffs. But I thought Minnesota maybe I would have re-signed him. I would have seen, okay, let's bring him back and let's see if we can do it again. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying?
Would you do that again starting J.J. McCarthy or starting Sam Darnold or let them battle
starting
it out?
Sam Darnold.
Okay.
The guy he took me to we helped him. He's been groomed by Shanahan. Yeah. We got him again. So he's had his last 2 years of football has been under great offensive minds. It'll be year 3. Everything should be copacetic. He's been in the system again. True. Let's keep it rolling. I would have ran it back in hopes that he takes another step forward and we can work on those things. Him going back to Seattle, I'm afraid that because they have a defensive minded head coach. Obviously, they got McDonald out of Baltimore, and And I don't know if he was ready to be kind of let off into the wild just yet.
Gotcha.
I would have wanted him to be under the offensive tutelage for at least one more season so he can feel that confidence of, I got it.
Gotcha.
I don't need the McVays and the Shanahans and the Mike
always
McDaniel.
Breathing down my neck.
Like I don't need. You can give me,
right.
Bill Nye the Science Guy, and we good. I can figure this out. I'm a veteran quarterback in the NFL. I know what I'm doing. I just wanted one more season out of that. But whatever. Well, moving on from there, though, a big hoopla that kind of started right before the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Requested a trade out of Cleveland. It's Cleveland, so what else is new?
Yeah.
Can't be too mad at him. And unfortunately, it was the boy that cried wolf.
Yep.
Because Cleveland said, "Oh, you want more money? Oh, okay." It's like when you arguing with your girl, like, "Oh, you must be hungry."
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
come on, let's go.
All right, let's just get something.
Get in the car.
Here's a Snickers. You know what I'm saying?
Get in the car. Let's go.
Right. That's what. You want more money?
You want this.
That's what. Why did you just say that?
Right, you
Here.
Sign on the dotted line.
Right. I'm disappointed.
I am too.
Because I'm sick of players lying and saying it's about winning.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I was over when Dame was saying that.
Right. Like, because now I don't want to hear you complain now.
Nope.
Because you signed to a team that has majority of your time been here, hasn't been that good.
It's going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yep.
So now when y'all losing, when y'all go 3-14 or 2-15,
don't want to hear.
I don't want to hear it because you took the money. Now I'm not saying I wouldn't have taken the money.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have made a big stink that he did.
100%. If I make the case of saying it's about winning, the money doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to go to Baltimore. I'm trying to go to the Bengals. I'm trying to go to the Bills, the Rams, somewhere else. Right? Eagles. I don't care. It's about winning. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, then I want to be up out of here. I don't care how much money you throw at me.
Right.
I want to go where it's Cleveland. I don't want to be in Cleveland anymore. Mm-hmm. If I can go to anywhere else that's right for me, my family, and I can have fun playing football again, that's where I'd want to be. After I win that ring, then we can talk about the paycheck. Mm-hmm. That's how I would.
And he's already gotten a big deal too.
Yeah.
It's the second one. It's the extension. So.
Yeah, it's an extension. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm with you. I'm tired of it. Never tweet about, it's about legacy, winning, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Only to then.
I want to go down as one of the greatest. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Miles. We don't ever want to hear from you again unless it's about money.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
and it sucks because you want to see a player like Myles Garrett.
I would want to see him win a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, and just being in big time games.
Yeah,
right? I thought it was awesome that we got to see at the end of his career Aaron Donald playing big time games. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't certainty initially with the Rams, right?
Right. Yeah.
But it was, and we saw his value in the Super Bowl against the Bengals. Like he won the Super Bowl. He cemented his legacy. Like same with Von Miller with the Broncos. Like it's great when you see the big time players on the biggest stages make it do what it do.
Yep.
We're not gonna hear from you, bro.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So
you'll be another Browns Hall of Famer who did nothing in the postseason.
Yeah. Add him to add the coal to the fire. Like, damn, he
Hall of Famer, but didn't get to go to didn't even get to play in the playoffs.
Big check though.
Yeah,
a lot of money, and I can't be mad at it.
Can't be mad at that.
But I think players. I think they sometimes
lie to themselves.
Yeah.
Like
I always say I call it the Carson Wentz situation where it's like, you know what, bro? Yeah, they offered you the money, but long term, this may come and bite you in the ass.
Yep.
And with Myles Garrett, it's like, this could come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to be a la Devontae Adams when he went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm a great player in a bad situation, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yep.
And he has obviously Myles Garrett is a tradable player.
Yeah.
He ain't some dude where it's like, we can't trade this contract.
No, we taking that contract.
Yeah. It's like you can move that deal, but Cleveland clearly was steadfast in not moving you for a reason. Yeah. And now they got you on a contract. You ain't going nowhere.
You're not going. Yeah. You can make another trade stink all you want. Mm-hmm. You definitely not getting moved now unless somebody unees up. Mm-hmm. Like that's just like he's got to be ready for that. Even if you're unhappy, get used to it.
Right. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers not having yet signed to a team?
I'm wondering if he doesn't get signed until after the draft.
Okay.
I'm thinking that might be the case where we're going to see where the chips lie after all the quarterbacks get drafted and all that. then he gets picked up. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, if I'm in his camp, I'm telling him, hey, bro, this the sign. Like, you're not a hot commodity anymore.
Ace of Base style?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not a hot commodity anymore. Dudes are like, nah, I'd rather go with I'd rather sign Justin Fields than bring you back. Mm-hmm. Like,
Zach Wilson got signed to a team.
Yeah. Zach Wilson got signed. As a backup, but still, he got signed. Yeah. Like, you still sit on the couch, man, and you might be sitting till the season starts, potentially. Is
it a couch, or maybe he's like in a cave?
Maybe in a cave.
Or on a sarcophagus somewhere.
He's high somewhere. Let's not get it twisted.
Probably some space pod. And, you know what I mean? Like, he may not be aware what's happening.
He might not. Yeah.
He could be in stasis somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Aaron, you're not signed yet. Well, it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because we getting... It's cool, guys. It's cool. Whatever. Yeah.
Lock the pot up. It has to be a sobering feeling.
Yeah.
To be where he is and to get to a point where you're not going to leave on your terms.
Yep.
Right. Every other great quarterback, for the most part, got the dignity of being able to go.
Yep.
Like, all right,
it's a wrap.
I'm aware of what's happening.
Yep.
I know it's done. You know, in the words of this,
I think Big Ben's the best example of that.
Yeah, that's who came to mind.
Yeah,
he knew it was over.
Yep.
But Pittsburgh allowed him to. They gave him a little longer leash than usual, and he didn't take it. He's like, all right, I'll walk away.
Yep.
Eli Manning the same thing.
Yeah.
I know when to hold him, when to fold him. It's done. My time is up. Right?
Yep.
Aaron, unfortunately, didn't go your way with the Jets, and now you're a first ballot, no doubt about it, Hall of Famer.
100%.
And right now, you're ass out cold without a job.
Yep. For
the first legitimate time. This is probably the most uneasy he's been since he went in that draft night.
Yeah, this is the draft night. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he's a lot more older, a lot of wear and tear on the tires.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a better version of Aaron Rodgers. I had him in fantasy as well. Yeah. He played better down the stretch than people are getting credit for, despite everything that was going on with the Jets.
I still think, like, if you're a team that doesn't get the quarterback you want, the quarterback sweepstakes, maybe Aaron Rodgers is that option for you. But it's very clear that I'm going to roll with somebody. I'm going to try to roll somewhere else before you're my backup plan. Right. You're playing C, not A or B.
Right. I still can see him going to Pittsburgh. Because it's just like they like veteran quarterbacks. I don't think Mike Tomlin's in the mood to
for a rookie.
I don't think, quite frankly, I don't think he knows how to really develop a young rookie quarterback anyway. So I would hate for him and Arthur Smith to get their grubby hands on anybody that's worth a damn in the draft.
True.
Like, just take Aaron Rodgers. You got Pickens, like we talked about. You got Freiermuth.
Yeah, that defense is still good. Really good.
Still good. So go there. The offensive line should be better than the one you had with the Jets, and then just try to figure it out.
Yep.
And then if it doesn't, and then just play adamantly, and then walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away. Now, before we move on, is there any other moves that you like, maybe your team made, or just in general that you thought that was a low key, really good move, or a move you thought like that's surprising, or any overpays?
No overpays, but I think a move that I liked was the Bears getting our guard Joe Tooney and signing him or trading for him.
Gotcha.
I think that's a great place to start. Because I think we can all agree that near the end there, Caleb showed a lot of promise, even though the team was just the head coaching was terrible. Get that offensive line together. You've got weapons. I would love to see the Bears continue with that offensive line heavy focus going into this offseason. And hopefully we see an offensive line that can really put some pressure on that NFC North division. Mm-hmm. So what you?
I think for me, I liked the Devontae Adams
to the Rams. Yeah.
I think that's. I'll be honest with you. I think that's a game changer.
Yeah.
First off, I think the Rams are the favorite to win the NFC West.
Did they keep Cooper Kupp?
They're gonna probably release him.
Okay.
I like them because you're not gonna have all three of them on the books. I think that he hasn't been injured. I mean, he's had injuries here and there, but like I think last couple of years has mainly been the fact that he hasn't won a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's maybe been a little bit disinterested in what's been taking place on the field. I think he'll be rejuvenated in LA. He's from a California guy.
There, yep.
Right, went to Fresno. Played Derek Carr. That's why he went to the Vegas, the Raiders initially. And I think the Rams bringing back Matthew Stafford and having that done.
Yeah.
They're ready to go with that young defense.
Yep.
Kyron Williams in the backfield. I think they're poised again to take that division, possibly compete for that 1 seed with Philly or Washington or whoever pops up.
They're a sneaky
Detroit.
Super Bowl Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that this era of the Rams, I think they're gonna go for it again.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna go for it again. And having a dependable guy like Devontae Adams opposite Puka Nacua gives him a legitimate shot to win it all. So I think that's a really sneaky good move. And I like the move Denver made.
Yeah.
We re-signed D.A. Jones. We stole some guys from the 49ers.
Yeah.
Dre Greenlaw coming off injury. Telefonua. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hufanga from the 49ers. Yeah. Again, injury
prone. But
right.
That's still a good. That's a nice linebacker. That's a nice safety to add to your backfield. That's very good.
Yeah, got defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
PS2. So I like our moves because again, we're in a division.
Yep.
With Justin Herbert.
Yep.
Geno Smith. And Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So we ain't got time to just be having anybody back there.
No.
So I like those moves. I thought they were really, really good. Is there anybody that's still out there in ethos besides Aaron Rodgers that you're surprised is still just out there dangling in the wind?
I don't think anybody is out there dangling right now that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Cooper Kupp will be interesting to see when the Rams finally cut that umbilical cord.
Gotcha.
I think I will be interested to see who picks him up and what he goes for.
Gotcha.
And what the contract is. I'm
surprised Keenan Allen's still out there.
I'm not.
Why?
I think we could kind of see this coming eventually where the slow decline has been happening, and I think
not really. He had his best. Okay, so last year he was hurt.
Yeah.
But the year before he had his best season ever.
True.
And then he still scored a lot of touchdowns in a short amount of time with the Bears, so he's still productive in the red zone.
Yeah.
But now before we move on, there is one move that I'm disappointed in. I thought the Chargers should have kept J.K. Dobbins.
I do too.
I don't think Najee Harris is now he's in healthy upgrade over J.K. Dobbins.
As a running back, I'm not high on Najee Harris either yet.
Yeah. And again, somebody who had him in fantasy, I'm damn sure ain't high on his.
Yeah.
You know, I would have kept J.K. Dobbins. He proved that when healthy. Yeah. Because we knew it was always health with him.
Yeah.
You know, in Baltimore, he was good. He was good at Ohio State. He was good at Baltimore. Just can't stay on the field. Last year was his most healthiest season, and he ran really well for a Chargers team that made the playoffs. So I thought they would have did better re-signing him. Probably would have been cheaper anyway. Yeah. You know, but now you got Najee Harris, so hopefully we'll see what they do with him.
Yeah, well, maybe Jim Harbaugh can make some magic with him.
I mean, he's good with running backs. That's his thing. And maybe change of scenery was good for Najee Harris. Yeah. But I still would have been better off keeping J.K. Dobbins. Moving on to the NBA.
Yep.
Beef in the NBA
Serving up plate. Yep.
Media beef continues. So I'm minding my business online, right? Like I normally am. Not trying to stir up no drama. You know me. I don't entertain people.
Yeah.
And I see a clip of LeBron James pressing Stephen A. Smith. I said, what's going on? So I'm looking at the comments and people like he was talking about Bronny James. Like LeBron James was pressing Stephen Smith about I guess what he felt like was the way Stephen Smith was talking about Bronny in a negative way. Yeah. And I was like, oh, weird. Yeah. Interesting. What was your thoughts when you saw that video and everything that went down since then?
I did a little research on what people
look at you.
Yeah, what people believe the comment was that Stephen A. Smith said that got LeBron hot. And I don't remember the episode name at this point, but in that episode of First Take, Stephen A. Smith kind of...
First Take having episode names?
I don't know.
Or is it like UFC, like ESPN First Take 317?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But on that episode that aired, what people believe is that Stephen A. Smith was kind of calling out LeBron's parenting through this whole Bronny situation. And that's what they think. It's like, hey, bro, like you can talk about basketball, but once you bring in like parenting and call me a bad parent, basically, that's when it crosses the line a little bit. And that's why they think they pressed him. If that's the reason, I do agree with LeBron, right? Don't call me a bad parent on national TV because I helped my son get into the NBA. Don't do that. Now, if you want to say like, hey, LeBron, or you say, hey, Bronny, I see you killing the G League, but I still need to see some improvement when you make the main roster and you get some minutes. I need to see some more. Fair game. But once you call me a bad parent and said I'm being a bad parent to my son, I got a problem with that. And if that's the case, I agree. I agree with that.
Okay. Is it bad parenting if you put your child, who is a child, in a situation they are unprepared for, and when you put them in a situation that you know they're unprepared for your own photo op, like Ken Griffey Jr. reason, and then you know what I mean? Like, is it bad parenting to put your child in a situation that you know that they aren't ready to succeed in?
That is being a bad parent, but do you need to air that out on national media? It's
my job. It's sports. If Bronny James plays, the game. I remember the game was, he didn't play that well.
No,
I forgot who it was against the Sixers. I forgot who it was.
Something like that.
He didn't play that well in the minutes he got, and it was very obvious to anybody that he's just not ready to be in the NBA.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious to people he's taking up a roster spot.
Yeah.
And you're opening, because Bronny's not ready for the NBA. He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get talked about.
Yes.
You opened him up to an unnecessary level of scrutiny for your own whatever to satisfy something inside of you.
Yeah.
Now you didn't do it for Bronny. You did it for LeBron. And that makes you a bad parent, because a parent should always do something that's in the best interest of the child. That's not something that's in the best interest of themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because you wanted it for yourself and you wanted that attached to your legacy, now here we are.
But let's flip it though. Let's say you're LeBron and you've been being called now a bad parent for a couple of, right people in the media. You're not gonna feel some type of way?
It depends. No, I mean, I personally, if I'm LeBron, you get to a point where it's like all media noise is just noise.
Right, but this is different. This isn't basketball noise.
Well, yeah, but still, like, no, regardless, I'm not gonna respond to everybody. I'm not gonna press anybody. My thing is, it wasn't just Stephen A. Smith.
True. Other people have said this.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So this has been in the media.
Are you gonna press them too? You know what I mean? Or are you just gonna press Stephen A. Smith? You know what I'm saying? Because he half your size.
Yeah.
What was he gonna do? And I think Stephen A. Smith, I agree with him. You could have, if you had a bigger issue, you could have did it in a different way.
That's true.
But you wanted to, again, optics matter to LeBron James.
That's true.
To talk about the whole photo op, I'm gonna press him. I'm gonna catch him off guard.
Yeah.
I know he ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna punk him, so to speak, and then let that be the story.
Yeah. Now that where I do agree with you is you're wrong for just pressing him out the blue like that. That's unprofessional, especially a guy who is a media figure who also has optics to worry about. I can't just be arguing with you on the sidelines. I work for ESPN. I got an image to maintain as well.
Right.
So that from LeBron, very unprofessional. He should never do that ever again. That was wrong, and he should be called out for that. But I understand, like, hey, listen, like, I'm not just gonna let you keep calling me a bad parent. I understand that. But to press him like that and like that is wrong. I do agree with that.
And definitively, because LeBron hasn't really came out and said it, as far as I know. Is it that or is it just because right now I don't want to just say give him that out either. I personally believe it's all of it. I think it's just, I don't think he likes the fact that his son is being talked about in a negative way on national TV.
Well, if that's the case, then you gotta if that's just the case, your son's getting talked about negatively. That comes with the territory.
Exactly.
You know that.
And that makes you a bad parent.
Yeah.
Because you know that.
Yeah.
And you still decided to, not only did you force him to be drafted essentially, but you forced him to be drafted to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he thought he ducked off in Charlotte somewhere.
If he was in Charlotte or my team,
or you know what I mean, or Charlotte, or Indiana, or Orlando, or Detroit, or somewhere off the grid.
Yeah,
Utah, Washington, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you drafted him to your Los Angeles Lakers,
the biggest media empire in the NBA.
Right. Well, New York,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But definitely one of the biggest in the just cities, brands, and probably the biggest brand in the NBA. So you knew what comes with that.
Yeah.
You knew what come with that. And you still decided to put him in a situation. What did you think was going to happen? True. You think everybody's going to just treat him with kid gloves because he's LeBron James' son?
Nah, bro, you
about to retire.
Yeah.
So once you retire, now what? Now, because now he got to stand on his own. Because I think this is a bad look.
True.
Because now if I go against Bronny, you need to which going. I mean, and I get mad. He started calling to the ref. What, you gonna call your dad now?
Yeah, I'm coming at him.
What your dad gonna press me now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely coming at Bronny.
Yeah. The thing about Bronny James is at some point you got to stand on your own.
He does.
You got to be your own man.
Yep.
How about you press Stephen A. Smith?
True.
You got a problem with
don't talk about my dad like that.
Nigga, don't talk about me like that.
True.
You got a problem. And at first, I don't think Stephen A. Smith said anything wrong. I don't think he said anything personally. I think he kept it about basketball. He played bad. He wasn't ready. You knew he wasn't ready. You sent him out there anyway. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's on you.
True.
Imagine if a NASCAR father put their kid out there on a racetrack that he was not ready to drive around.
Yeah.
He'd get killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine in football, your son, you're the head coach of a varsity team. It's high school football. Yeah. You throw him out there and he's a scraggly freshman. Yeah. He get it hurt.
Yeah.
It's too fast out here.
Yeah.
He ain't ready.
Yeah.
But you put him out there anyway for your own hubris. That's on you.
True.
So the only person you should be mad at is
yourself.
You should be looking in the mirror. You should be pressing that dude. You should be pressing Stephen A. Smith for telling the truth, but you press him because he told the truth. That's why you're mad. If you felt like everybody was on your side and he wasn't lying, you wouldn't press him because he'd be in the minority.
True.
But you know he's in the majority. But he's allowed us in the majority, so that you figure like, if I go after him, then it shut everybody else up.
I mean, it's not.
But you feel like if I go for the quote unquote the head of the snake, then the body's gonna be there's nothing. So
yeah, this is a Hydra situation. And if that's the case too, you're stupid. Honestly, LeBron, you're stupid. If you thought President Stephen A. Smith was going to stop people from talking about Bronny, you're dumb. Mm-hmm. You really are. This is sports media. When we feel like a guy sucks, we going to let you know. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. You know, you've been on teams where dudes have sucked and they've been getting chewed out. I mean, shoot, Mario Chalmers, ring a bell? Y'all remember Mario?
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Mario Chalmers,
yeah.
J.R. Smith,
yeah.
Any dude who did anything dumb, boneheaded, just any of his teammates from his first couple years in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just think that he didn't. It sounds like he didn't do a good enough job of prepping himself for what was going to come with his son being in the NBA.
When you're the king, it doesn't really the daggers don't affect you so much, right? I've been on top for years. You can talk bad about me all you want, but I got four championships, scoring titles. I just scored 50,000 points. You can't say nothing to me. Mm-hmm. But I do agree. But now it's your son, it's your flesh and blood. That does hurt, doesn't it?
Right.
This is different now. You can't just deflect this that much because, like you said, it's true. He wasn't ready.
Right.
He wasn't ready. You should just let your son find his own path.
And again, not only was he not ready, you weren't ready.
Yeah.
And the fact you weren't ready, that's why you pressed him, because now you don't know how to handle it.
It's criticism that you don't get to, that your play can't deflect from.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It makes it where you can't. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing you can. 10-game winning streak ain't got nothing to do with it. He just gonna be languishing. Anytime he plays in the pro game and doesn't look good, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
And that's what makes it worse.
Yep.
Now, had he been where he should be, which is at
in
USC,
college,
you could be fine.
Yep.
But you brought him here, and since you brought him to the big dogs, now he got to swim on his own.
Yep.
He got to swim on his own, and
LeBron's gonna have to let this go.
Yeah.
You are gonna have to let this go. Like I said, you're retiring soon, dog. He's going to be an NBA player without you there with him, and you're going to have to let it live.
And just like the internet is undefeated,
by the time is too.
The media is.
Yeah, media. Yep.
Like you said, if it ain't Stephen A. Smith,
someone else will say
it'll be somebody else.
Someone else is going to do it.
It'll be somebody else, dog. The baton just gets passed down.
Yep.
That's all it. Your turn.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Who got him next?
Right. So I don't know. I just don't like it. I just because I'm one of those people who, again, coming from a journalism background, I'm one of those people who. And I don't like journalists who go personal.
Yeah.
I don't like journalists who don't respect the people that they cover in their field, whether it's politics, music, movies, television, whatever your bag is. Like, you didn't have the balls to do it. You didn't have the balls to go to that audition. You didn't have the balls to get in the studio. You didn't have the balls to work on your, whatever. You didn't have that drive to do that.
Yeah.
So respect the fact that they did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, also the people covering, the people we're all covering, respect the fact that you need us to broadcast your stuff to the world.
True.
You know what I mean? Media is just it's short for medium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Right.
One can't succeed without the other. We remember what the NBA was without the media.
Tape delay. I would say every tape.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Delay.
We didn't give a damn.
Yep.
No one cared. It's a mutually benefit relationship, right? So I just think that needs to be remembered.
That's true.
On both sides.
True.
If you feel like someone goes personal and it's obvious, like the Joel, remember Joel Embiid?
Yeah,
everybody took Joel's side.
Everyone, we all agree. Yeah, that was out of line.
That was out of line, bro. The stuff you wrote was super unnecessary.
Yeah,
but in this time, there's a reason why people. I've seen a lot of people going LeBron lame for that.
Yeah.
That was whack.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on both sides defend LeBron and Stephen A. But I think most people do agree that LeBron's not blame free here. Mm-hmm. Like you've got a part to play in this beef.
Yeah, he's a professional. He's gonna be treated as such.
Yep,
it's that simple. But you were in San Antonio.
Yes,
this past week.
Yes. Why'd
you go down there? What you do down there?
Mom was just like, hey, like spring break's coming up. Want to go on a trip? I'm like,
oh, okay. Time out.
Yeah.
Time out. This is for anybody over the age of 22 out there. Unless you work for a school district, you aren't going on spring break.
To clarify,
Bryce took
my
PTO.
Mom. My mom is a teacher.
Yes.
So she was like, I've got some time and I was wanting to see like, hey, you want to go to San Antonio? I was like,
but you weren't on spring break.
No.
You took time off from work.
Yes.
Okay.
I did take time off from work. Yes.
You weren't just out there like, you know what I mean?
No. Yeah, no. But I am trying to get a couple more cities under the belt.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, yeah, sure. Let's go see what San Antonio's got.
Mm-hmm. I just said because it's a pet peeve of mine when dudes be like, yo, I'm going to spring break.
Yeah, bro.
You had to ask your boss to take off
exactly.
of that. You didn't just go down there.
You don't have free time.
Yeah. It's not
how that works.
Yeah, it's not how it works. You're on vacation. There's a difference.
I was off. I got the day off.
He's off? Okay.
Yeah.
Because my job, I don't.
Gotcha.
But I will say this. Remember what you said about Oakland all those years ago?
Mm-hmm. Just St. Louis on the West Coast? Yeah.
St. Louis and Texas. But
San Antonio?
But
okay.
With one very distinct caveat.
What?
San Antonio got places to go. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Like when you go outside on the weekends, there's an area called the Pearl. People just out and about walking. Out helps that it's like 70 something degrees in March. We're here. We don't know what we're gonna get, but a lot of places that the Riverwalk, real nice, a real nice place. If you want to walk, you want to shop, do whatever, it's there. Their downtown kills our downtown easily.
It's our weakness right now.
That's our biggest weakness, and it showed when we were in San Antonio. So I'm like, dang, like
you don't think we got places here though?
Not like San Antonio had like multiple designated places, but they were all close to each other.
Okay. See that's the difference. Your brother said that. That's the difference because he brought up the same thing. I mentioned places to go in St. Louis, right? I mentioned Art Hill and Forest Park. I mentioned the streets of St. Charles.
Yeah.
I mentioned the Foundry, but they're different.
They're different. You got to go to different neighborhoods.
No doubt about it.
I can go from one neighborhood to the next neighborhood. I can walk to the next spot easily. The place where we were staying, it was a jumping spot. Like we were there over the weekend. The club every night.
Word.
Yes.
Word.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. It was, and it was almost like being down on like the Soulard. Honestly.
Word.
Yeah, but this is just some random neighborhood.
Dang.
Yeah.
So y'all went out. You went out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, San Antonio. It's St. Louis. I'm not gonna hold you.
Okay.
It's St. Louis. Okay. It's not that big. The city doesn't look like, oh wow, what is this city? You know, like Chicago, you go out to Chicago, like, oh wow, this is a city. You go to New York, LA, like this is a city. San Antonio is a blue collar town.
Gotcha.
100%.
Gotcha.
But it's structured just better.
It's funny you mentioned San Antonio because me and my sister were thinking about going to see The Weeknd.
Okay.
And we had some cities narrowed down, and Chicago's one of them, but it's so soon. And it being soon isn't the problem. The problem is because it's so soon, there's not a lot of like hotels to stay at.
Right.
And
no Airbnbs.
Not really, and if the ones are, they're upcharging because they know, he's
the
doing,
weekend. Yeah,
he's doing like back-to-back shows there. So the other options were Philadelphia, Seattle, and the weekend on my birthday performs in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
And I brought that up to my sister. She's like, "Oh, I'm being in school." So I'm like, but you, kind of selling. You just kind of sold San Antonio to me.
I was like, it's like I said, it's. In terms of like a city, it reminded me of St. Louis, and just the size and how it's like it's not like this grand city.
Gotcha.
But it functions. It knows that it's not a large city. It knows that it's not a Houston. It knows it's not a Dallas. But we want our residents to be proud of their city, and they've got the stuff there to be proud of their city. I mean, food trucks every corner. There's like jumping. It was a Mexican food, like there was a Mexican food truck spot, and it was just Mexican families all up in there. The food was good too, that helped. But it was just like, damn, like St. Louis needs to get like this eventually. Like we need a place where it's like kind of what the Armory could have been, right? You had the Foundry and then the Armory, and maybe another thing not too far away. But if St. Louis could structure itself like that, where it's like we know where like the place everyone wants to be, no matter what. And then you go out a little bit further and you can find some other things off this main. I think the road was St. Mary's. Was that the road? Yeah, St. Mary's. You go from St. Mary's, you can get to the Pearl, you can get downtown, get to the Riverwalk. Easy.
I think the problem with St. Louis is it's such a divided city.
Yeah.
That like getting people on the same page to use the money and the funds for the right things is hard.
Yeah.
Every time developers come here, they want to build stuff in far out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
we don't want
St. Charles
and
Chesterfield and St. Peter's and Wentzville and Creve Coeur and all these other places instead of like St. Louis, which is people don't know these areas.
Yeah,
they don't go on the map. But like, I'm gonna go visit St. Louis is the marquee.
Yep,
that's where our St. Louis S is the soccer team.
Yep,
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Cardinals. That's the marquee name.
Yep.
So that's what you should focus on building. The downtown has been a topic of discussion probably my whole life. As far as it just being not up to snuff, you know what I mean? So, and you do notice that when you go to other cities that like how important having a downtown as your hub is. Yeah. So it does like that we don't have. When I visited Philly, that was one thing I noticed. Like, damn, it's bustling. It was a random Tuesday. Yeah. Like, damn, it's really popping out here.
We got in Friday.
Okay.
And it was already like it was a little bit slower, but it was like 6 when we finally kind of got out and about, but it was still like, oh no, people are still like out and about. But that Friday and Saturday, it was like, oh wow, people just out in a downtown area. It was a weird feeling. It was a weird feeling.
Something I got up into, I was able because I've been going out of my way to get as current as I possibly can when it came to music, right? So I've been dabbling trying to get as many of the pop girlies out the way. Yeah. And I finally got to Chappell Roan.
Finally.
Yeah. Listen
what did you think?
I'm trying to figure out how it did not win Album of the Year.
Right?
you listen to the whole thing?
Yeah. That's a fire.
Yeah. I was like, damn. Cause I'm going through it. I'm like, and I did the math. And I'm like liking like an 8 or 9 song. I said, damn. Favorite song off the album is Casual.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked that. I just thought it was fire. Yeah. That was fire. But just the whole, I don't know what I was expecting because of her image.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, but
she is pop all the way.
Yeah.
And it's fire, isn't it? Yeah.
So now I'm current. I listen to her. I've heard
Carpenter.
Listen to Tate McRae's projects. Yep. You know what I mean? So obviously, I've been a big Billie Eilish fan. Listen to her stuff. I listened to Camilla's record that came out last year. So I'm as current can be.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm not behind.
Got you.
Told you when I hit 32, I'm not gonna give a fuck.
Right.
Stop.
Right.
You know
it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They say that 32, you're done, and I'm keeping up the tradition.
Right. You know what I mean? But until I hit that age.
Yeah. I'm gonna know.
I'm gonna go out of my way to just stay as on brand and as new as I possibly can. And I was telling your brother, the best way to listen to music is to listen to music without bias.
100%.
George Michael has his album called "Listen Without Prejudice." I think it's the album that had Freedom 90. Freedom, I won't let you. That album. Yeah. And I think that's the best way to listen to music, because when you listen to music with an unbiased ear, it's easy to like more.
I think that's
stuff.
best for media in general, because I do that with movies all the time. I don't care what the movie is. I'm going in expecting nothing. I just want to see what the movie's got.
Or rooting for it to be good.
Yeah.
Like don't go into it with malice intent.
100%.
Don't listen to it like if you listen to an artist like, man, this artist gonna suck, and you're not gonna hear it
100%
for how they didn't make this project trying to prove you right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen to it.
Just go in, see the title. It's like, okay, what are they trying to give me? And try to receive that. Try to genuinely receive what the artist has put to the record, and you'll be surprised how much music you really like.
Yeah. And I don't think people understand like the freedom in that, man.
Yeah.
Like it's such a pleasure to the ear.
Yep.
And everybody doesn't have that skill, that ability, or that want factor.
I think it's a want.
You know what I mean?
To be like, let me just turn it on and let's see what we got. You know, let's just see.
Because I went from listening to that to like listening to like Korn's Blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like which is like the complete polar opposite of that.
Yeah.
But to just be able to, I'm telling you, freedom to bouncing from one genre to the next, man.
When you truly expand your music horizons, which like I said, I'm not against country. Like I'm not against it. There's some songs that I can find that I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
First chance I get to burn country down to the ground.
He's going to country music, the country music awards, just like firebombing it. You know what you're doing?
It gotta.
Nashville's going burnt to the ground.
It gotta go. I can't.
I know. Yeah, we know what happened.
Country music outlaw.
Yeah, when country music just disappears off the map, you know who to blame. Everybody.
Or thank. But there. It's sort of like the way I equate it to is, imagine being in like high school and being that person who is able to bounce around
all the different friend
cliques
groups.
and groups.
Yeah.
You know how cool that is?
It is nice.
That you go with the jocks, then you go to the computer kids, the singing kids, whatever your stereotype is at your school or whatever. And everybody, it's like, oh, Ferris Bueller, that was his thing, right?
Oh, it's Bryce.
They all loved
Bryce,
him.
what's good?
They was like, yeah, he's loved by everybody. Like to be loved by like that's what it's like. Listen to music. It's like, damn, I just think it's an eclectic thing, and I think it's dope.
It's dope, and more people, like I said, expand your genre a little bit. You don't go too crazy. You know, you can go from hip hop and R&B. Just go to pop real quick, pop over to pop, and then keep going. Keep going.
Just open yourself. Just be curious.
Yeah.
Listen to music with a curious ear, and just have a curious mind in general. And you'll be surprised at what you'll take in.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, that's all the time we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me at Facebook at Bryce Olden. You can follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Olden. Bryce, want to tell him?
On Twitter, Bruce Leroy.
And remember, if you hear from the horse's mouth, tell us and ask who told you. We out. Peace.